Hello, Gemini. Welcome to March of 2023, in which you are going to experience a big energy shift because Mars, the planet that's been moving through the house of you since last August, is finally getting the hell out of Dodge. And you're going to feel a lot lighter, a lot better, and a lot more free about things you're doing in terms of actions and decisions. As well, we have the movement of outer planets, Saturn and Pluto, into, or bigger planetary energies, into new signs this month. And we all feel that. It's a big energy, a big sea change for all of us. And we're going to talk about how, as a Gemini, this influences you in the area of your sky that has to do with your career and your purpose. And there's going to be some big energies changing as we move into the month of March, as well as a huge shift of energy as well in your ninth house, which has a lot to do with your higher education, your beliefs around God and truth, and also things that may connect you to foreign shores, foreign lands. So before we get going, and if you're new to my channel, let me just introduce myself. My name is Lori Lothian. I'm a whole sign house Hellenistic astrologer using the tropical Western zodiac, not sidereal. And if you're new to my channel, I have a lot of things I can offer you in my description box. Free courses, freebies, giveaways, my Sky Reader, class is starting in March. Come join me. 8-week class live. We start in March. Be your own astrologer. Time your best life. Get on that wait list. Get the early bird notice and discounts. Also, we haven't opened the cart yet, so it's not open, but it will be shortly. Check it out. If you want to get all my content ad-free, ahead of the curve, before anybody else, and way ahead, for $5 a month, join my Patreon community. You can always quit if you don't like it. You get discounts for readings and courses for $5 only, as well as you get a couple of meetings a month with me on Zoom within that community. And it's all for $5 a month. I mean, really, it's a cup of Starbucks coffee. I'm trying to grow my Patreon community off this particular site as well. So please join me there. Lastly, I do have a little card for every sign that I forgot a couple. And your message for your card reading for the month of March is compassion. This is a wind card from my friend Renee Barabos, Winds of Spirit book and bag, wind bag. And this is a Polish wind, and the meaning is find freedom and forgiveness. So if you need to forgive yourself, this is time to do it. And after all things you probably do, because you've had Mars going through your sign in a once in a lifetime 7-month stay in Gemini. Got there last August 20th and finally leaves this month on the 26th of March. And will feel like a relief for a lot of you because you've been dealing with this energy of having Mars in your house. Now, some of you may have had injuries, accidents, or skin inflammation or inflammatory health challenges during these months. That's very common when Mars is in the house of oneself, one's body, one's identity, mostly for Gemini rising, less so for Sun and Moon. If it was Mars transiting your Sun, it would have been conflicts with father figures or illnesses for father figures. If it was transiting your Moon in Gemini, illnesses or conflicts with mother figures. Why we listen to our rising sign? It's about you, not other people, right? Sun can be about career, Moon can be about home, but everything to do with you is your Gemini rising. So one of the things I notice with my clients who are Gemini rising is that they found that they've been getting in touch with the ability to be decisive. Mars's decisions and decisiveness is exacting energy. And certainly because Gemini is a mutable sign, very flexible and adaptable and changeable and fickle, hot and you're cold, you're in and you're out, you're up and you're down, badly sung Katy Perry. You sometimes have a hard time making up your mind. And Mars is like, no, we make up our mind here. Like, we're going to figure this out. So having Mars go through your sky for such a long time, you've actually probably learned the power of decision making. You're probably becoming more acquainted with making that decision and sticking with it. And the actions that you take being boldly declarative and moving in the direction of your powerful decision. So you've got a new ability to be decisive, action taking, action oriented, and this is good. And Mars was retrograding from the 30th of October to January 12th. You might have gone back on some decisions, taken a step back and thought about it again around your actions and decisions. You may have been very sharp-tongued with your wife, husband, or significant business partners or clients, 7th house people. You've had a sharp Mars energy there, and you may have been suffering no fools gladly. And you may have been directing your Martian attention to what you wanted to change in your career and home because you were squaring those parts of your sky. Now, this is coming to a close, and now Mars is finishing strong, moving fast throughout the month of March. He's moving at a good clip. He's directional, he's focused, and he's moving forward, and so are you. And then on the 26th, 26th, he leaves your sign and you're done with that story. Finished. And instead, he's starting a story that's completely new, brand new and fresh. It's about your money stuff. And he'll be helping you invest, spend, make decisions around money, etc. for 6 weeks after, as he moves on the 26th of March, add 6 weeks through your second house of Cancer, whole sign house of Cancer. Now, just so you know, even though you hardly get any of that in March, last 4 or 5 days of March, you may already start to feel like you need to eliminate foods from your diet, get rid of the alcohol, the vape, the ice cream, the gluten, pare down your food style. Mars will often do a food elimination kind of vibe as he moves through our second house. Also, you could have inflammation with regards to teeth or face and need some surgery or situations there. Not always does that happen, just to be aware of that. Pay attention to your digestion. Cancer is digestion, Mars is inflammation. So you're going to really watch your diet and your food style for 6 weeks, and you do this every 2 years, but it's coming up to start out on the last week of March. What happens as well is that you also experience this movement of Saturn finally leaving your 9th house. Now, for some of you, Saturn since 2020 March through to March 7th of 23 may have sent you back to school. Saturn here often levels us up to learn something, to go to school, to work hard in school, or to want to educate ourselves in some manner. And it may have felt hard, it might feel like a grind, right? Or you may have had some hardship around father figures, or things to do with foreign shores, especially the ability to travel to foreign shores may have been curtailed, foreign from the shore of your birthplace. And you may have been studying and getting in touch with any kind of tradition that is spiritual. What kind of spiritual tradition? I don't know, yoga, a meditation, a religious path, a spiritual path. Saturn represents the more traditional stuff. You might have gotten into a traditional religious path during those 3 years. Some people will have done that, And so there you go, even if you weren't raised with anything. And courts and legal matters that could have been involving anything during these 3 years would have been on the table. Saturn would have been like really grinding away to get things figured out here in terms of visas, passports, but just courts and legal matters as well. So he leaves on the 7th of March, which will open up a sense of relief that you're done with that. But for the most part, because this is an air transit in Aquarius that he was doing all of those months, trining your first house, for most of you, this wasn't too much of a hardship transit. In fact, Saturn could have brought some wealth because it's a Lakshmi house and deeper sense of purpose during those 3 years. Now he's moved into your 10th house of career and reputation on March the 7th and will be there until February of 2026. You might want to check out my super long video on that. There's 2 videos, one I did in December and another follow-up video that will be out shortly around or after the time you listen to this video to dive a little deeper into Saturn in Pisces through your 10th house. But as a general sense of it, beginning around the 7th of March, you begin to notice that there's an energy that you're experiencing of concern or focus around your reputation and career. And this can be also somebody coming into the career space that's above you, like someone hired over you, a boss or a superior, and that person emerging sometime in the month of March. But Saturn will be here until 2026. So this is going to apply on and on and on as a theme. Because if you are a Gemini born in the first, say, 4 or 5 degrees of Gemini, even 3 degrees, Saturn's ingress will be felt more by you in the first year of 2023. In fact, if you have a Gemini sun, moon, or rising in the first 10 degrees of Gemini, then Saturn coming into this Pisces story is more your story in 2023 than it is the later degrees of the sign of Gemini. You'll all get a turn, right? Mid-decan Gemini degrees will get that energy in 24 and the last decan in 25. Decan meaning the last 10 degrees of the sign, middle 10 degrees, middle decan. Okay, like 10, decan. Also, Saturn up here is interesting. If you have been on your course and you know what you want and you're sure of you climbed the right mountain of career, then you could become very successful during this transit. You could step up to new levels of power, authority, mastery, and success. But however, at the same time, I've seen just as many times that Saturn transiting the 10th house, we have a desire to step away and release what we've been doing. We culminated, we've finalized, and we finished. And often this leads to the end of a path of career. And sometimes for some people, depending on your age, to retirement. And so this is also a signature that could be headed your way over the next 3 years, but you're starting to feel the vibe in the month of March. And then Pluto. Now, if you know that Pluto is a once every 248-year story, then you know what I'm about to say is a soul's code. You are born to go through what I'm about to describe. You have chosen to be born in such a time in your own life that you would wake up to experience the movement of Pluto through your ninth house of God. Now, because this is a wealth house, it's called a Lakshmi house, and it's also a purpose house, a Kama house, you're possibly going to power up into wealth and purpose in a new way. But the only thing I'd say is that Pluto's also death and resurrection and rebirth and transformation. It's very intense. You may be moving to another country over the next few years. I mean, this is Pluto moving into your Aquarian zone, starting with a teaser of what's going on, a testing, a flavor of it from the what's the exact date? The 24th? The 24th of March, already through to June 11th. This is like where you flavor into what is coming for the next 25 something years until 2044. Will you change your country of origin? Will you dig into getting like 3 PhDs in your house of higher education? Will you publish many powerful books that people read? Will you own a new level of spiritual authority in your life? Will you become wealthy through purpose? All of these are possible over the next 2 decades. You're getting a taste of it in the month of March. As well, Pluto here, this is a traditional house of the father or father figures, and Pluto's the god of death, father and father figures, and the word death can come together. I have to be realistic. In the month of March, probably not, but I'm talking about the next 20 years. And Pluto is flowing to you, to your first house, to your sense of identity, or your sun and moon. So Pluto power to your moon or sun, powerful things to do with home and safety and community and mother, powerful positive, maybe positive things to father or to purpose and career. But more importantly, your first house, you are more powerful from a deeper dharmic metacosmos ninth house, where you tune into the soul of yourself and the enlivenment of the true meaning of your life with a deep sense of power and purpose. And so it's mostly feeling good, because just like when Saturn was moving through your ninth house, it flows in a trine to you, as opposed to causes harsh energies towards you. Okay. And then when we move forward, I want to mention Venus and Mercury, and then we'll do a chronology of the month. Mercury will, on March the 3rd to the 18th, be moving through Pisces, which he does every year. That's your career house. You know that Saturn's up there joining him after the 7th. So news, information, and new ideas or developments that are newsworthy in the career space. New boss moves in. You get promoted to be the new boss. Mercury says, we got to tell the world that announcement, promotions, raises, changes in the workspace, boss space, very likely for you. Could be very exciting as well, because Saturn is here and he could bring you changes that have a longer arc that will benefit you over the 3 years that follow. And, Lord Saturn, he's good for your money. He is the owner of your chunky money house in the 8th house. So you could definitely look like you're going to get a retirement package, a severance package, a buyout. If anything goes south here, you'll get protection from Saturn to make it look good on your money paper end of things. March the 19th to April 4th, Lord Mercury is going to be moving, alrighty, bless his soul, through the sign of Aries. And now that is your house of great gains. And he can be a money god in the sense that he's about deals and negotiations, marketing and selling in a great gains from your career, but also news from friends or eldest sibling or people that are your allies in life, good news coming through from them to support you, maybe in some great gains from your career, for example. And so we're looking to that window of time that I mentioned, which is like March the 19th to April 4th, where you get a lot of support from Mercury. Mercury in your 11th house could open up windows of financial opportunity through the stock market, legacy wealth, inheritances, things maybe to do with your earnings going up a little bit higher, and new pay raise, salary level increase as well. So look forward to that possibility for some of you, especially rising sign Gemini. during that window. Now, if you have your own business, which is being entrepreneurial, Mercury looks across at the fifth house of your independent business as he goes through this Aries 11th. And because Jupiter is there until the middle of May, this can look like a really big bonanza financially for some of you entrepreneurial types as well. So not just salary and pay raises, but entrepreneurial jackpot energy is kicking off for some of the Gemini people. I have my sun progressed to Gemini, so I'll take that. Always listen for your natal sky. You can listen to progressed positions secondarily. Venus, goddess of love and money and beauty and art and friendliness and kindness. She's benefic, the lesser benefic. She's going to, on St. Patrick's Day, March the 17th to April the 11th, be moving through Taurus, which means until March 17th, she's moving through Aries. Yes, your house of great gains, the place we just talked about, where you're getting some boost as well from Mercury. So just think about this. Think about what it's going to be like then, if you want to parse this a little bit, right? To have Mercury moving through your house of great gains starting on March 19th, and Venus also supporting that starting on March the 17th. Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase that. What's it like to have Venus paving the way through your house of great gains, bringing you some lucky opportunities there? We'll be talking about that, how she interacts with Jupiter in the chronology in a minute. And then Mercury following up after she leaves. I think that looks a lot like she's paving the way for some serious financial gain, and Mercury is kind of sealing the deal at the end of the day and bringing concrete, tangible results in some fundamental way. And then on March 17th, Venus, who will have been going through your house of great gains until March 17th, will move into Taurus, her home sign, in great dignity. This can bring you revenue and money from foreign lands and shores, and negotiations and contracts from foreign lands and shores that bring you money. This can bring you backroom deals and negotiations that are financially lucrative, especially if it involves dealing with women in that regard. This can also bring you the opportunity to take a very lovely, pleasurable trip to a foreign shore or land, whether you take the trip March 17th to April 11th, or you just plan that trip, set it in motion. And, Venus here definitely says you might want to enjoy some bed pleasures. Sorry, she was bed pleasures goddess when she's in the 12th house. Enjoy your bed pleasures during March 17th to April the 11th. So what I did is I covered those bigger, broader stories. Now we're going to move away from that into the chronology of the month. Let me take a tea sip and a deep breath. Whew. Okay, it turned really cold in Vancouver. There's super snow-capped mountains outside my window, and they're looking really bright and crisp, but it was warm, and now I can feel like a wind coming from my window, and it feels like it went into a deep chill, like an Arctic chill. I really swear the temperature has just changed. I bet you any money that if I look on my app, it's changed. Yes, I am scattered. Yes, I move my body. I eat and drink on my channel. I swear sometimes. I give examples from my own life, and I'm scattered. I'm just all the things the trolls accuse me of. You don't have to watch, you know. You have to watch. So, Gemini. Let's go to the chronology of the beginning of March, in which Jupiter, ho, 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 Santa Claus, and fairy godmother Venus co-join in a force to be reckoned with in the first and second of March. Now you feel this the last couple of days of February, right? So the 28th, 29th of February, or is this a leap year? No, sorry, whatever. You know, the last 3 days of February, the first 2 days of March, there's this lucky energy flying through your sky. Yay, you. In the house of great gains. Yay, you. This is like a pop of money, a pop of success, a pop of celebrity, a pop of fame, a pop of favors from people in high places. A giant pop of your visions and dreams, a pop of goodness from your eldest sibling, all the ways it could work. It's really sweet energy going on. It's very lucky energy going on. And Jupiter is a benefic. So, whatever he does, he makes it bigger and larger and happier. And I'll be doing a whole video on this because I'll be diving into the derivative ways of looking at that. For instance, Venus is the Lord of which house for you. When she combines with Jupiter, she can dispense blessings to do with pregnancy, fertility, winning the lottery. Those are the things that she can do for you, for example. So when you subscribe to my channel, you get the details on the all signs readings for each of these cool celestial events. Moving forward, on the 6th and 7th of March, which was probably connected to events, by the way, that are going to happen on the 10th and 11th of March, you're getting some unexpected surprises that look exciting and good. The first one on the 6th and the 7th is the sun sextiling Uranus. The sun can be about purpose and career or father and father figures, and Uranus is unexpected surprises or directions. Well, Uranus is in Taurus, which is backroom deals and negotiation zone of your chart, foreign lands and travel, and income you generate from foreign shores and revenue from faraway places. And then we end up with this energy of the sun in Pisces, your 10th house of reputation and career. This is a nice little development of unexpected, exciting, a powerful up level of your ability to be leaderful or visible or shining brightly in your career, and maybe generating money and revenue from that excitement on the 6th and 7th, but it's unpredictable. So, it could be like a sudden up level, the boss loving you up, a change in your money from something you're doing in your career. It's exciting, but Mercury wants to continue the story. So that's around the 10th and 11th. Mercury will sextile the Uranus as well. And so that's also happening from your 10th house of reputation and career. Long story short, you're getting a lot of exciting juice here. Certainly for anyone who has PayPal and Stripe and clients around the world, this will be a financial boost because of something going on in your career. If you're employed by somebody, this could be some backroom deals and negotiations that surprise you, that lead you to a promotion, raise, or up level in your career or work, things like that. As we move forward in the month, there's a love up between the cosmic lovers. This is Venus sextiling Mars. Now, Venus in Aries is in detriment, but what the hell? She's a tomboy there. And she looks over at Mars and gives him some winky wink nods as he moves through the house of you. You could definitely find yourself having a really good time around March 10th, 11th, 12th with a colleague, a friend, an ally, a woman, female energy that you're engaging with. You might also find yourself experiencing a bit of money luck from this transit that comes at you, but you might be the agent of your own luck by taking the appropriate action. If you're single, this could definitely look like a new love story trying to emerge in your sky around the 10th to the 12th, but coming out of going out with groups of friends or having a friend introduce you, or something to do with a large event or social group that you're into, and you meet that person in that environment. There's a lot going on as well, and it's intense energy in the middle of the month from the 13th really to the 20th. So let's get breaking it down. First of all, Mars is squaring Neptune most exactly around the 13th and 14th, trying to break up some kind of quagmire energy that you may have been experiencing. A lot of it to do with delusions and illusions around things to do with your career and purpose. And now Saturn is bringing your visions to reality and helping you form a more deeper reality here. And yet Mars squaring Neptune ever since, last August, add, a time in between. Here's his third square, where you have been fantasy prone, confused, or unsure, or foggy. Mars is clearing out the fog around the 13th and the 14th. You are seeing what actions, what decisions you need to take to advance your career. Saturn's supporting that because everything has to be realistic and capably producing tangible results. And so you're having a turning point there. But around the same time, it's all dovetailing around now the 15th, 16th, 17th with a cazimi of Mercury in the heart of the sun conjunct Neptune at 25 degrees of Pisces. Now, if proactively you want to use this and you're a Gemini rising sun or moon, get ready to have experience, a download, an insight, a powerful visionary moment around the direction of your career that Mars is saying, and we can take action on this, and it's a good direction and we can make decisions on it. And so you can meditate around that time, 15th, 16th, and 17th. I'll be doing a whole webinar and video on this. It's such a powerful moment in the sky where not only is Mercury in the heart of the sun, getting divine downloads in your career space and reputation space, but Neptune, the vision and the transcendent portal, is sitting there as well, all at 25 Pisces. It's so juicy. And Saturn's there to ground all of these insights and downloads into reality so that you can make something tangible from it. Yes, yes, yes. Then also, just as that's coming to its end there on the 19th to the 21st, this kind of cazimi bundle sextiles Pluto. Yes, well, what can you do, right? Pluto, power in your 8th house of inheritances, tax rebates, insurance payouts, investments. And I think I said inheritances, legacy wealth, money, basically. A Pluto power money story powering up from your 8th house. And it's like, okay, this download vision career thing could really lead to a long-term retirement strategy, to a long-term financial wellness strategy, or there's some kind of money coming at you from out of the blue, some chunky money from Pluto here that helps fuel this new vision that you have. Even investor capital monies can be, or loans and bank loans and mortgages can be 8th house money. Venus will sextile Saturn on March the 18th. This is super sweet. Venus, goddess of love, art, and beauty, and Saturn, enduring, lasting, and going the distance on something. March the 18th is a Venus sextile. Saturn, Saturn in Pisces, and Venus in her home sign, right? She just moved into on the 17th into her home sign. This is like a very early degrees event, but it's still powerful. And what kind of lasting love story could be emerging for you that has to do with the themes of your purpose in your career and your reputation and backroom deals and negotiation or foreign lands and travel? What kind of financial gains can you get because of things to do with foreign lands or positive negotiations behind the scenes that up-level some financial gain in your longer-term career and money story? All right, now keeping on to the chronology, I like this a lot when Mercury and Jupiter collide in Aries on March 28th. This isn't going to be at the 18th or 19th degree, and this is going to flow back at you in a sextile. It's a money story, mostly. And sometimes it could be a really good opportunity to be communicating like on a podcast or to be up-leveled in the visible eye of the public in a very King of Mount Olympus way. But because it flows, especially for those Gemini's sun, moon, and rising near 18, 19 degrees, it flows toward you with lucky opportunity and ease. And it's like Jupiter's big here, right? He's blowing things up here. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you may heal a chironic wound around March the 16th as Chiron, moving through your house of groups of belonging and friendships, meets with Jupiter, the god of luck and opportunity. And there could be some really beautiful healing about your visible success, your greater gains in your career, your groups of belonging, as you got to heal that part of your story in the middle of March with Chiron's support. But sometimes Chiron, Jupiter, is a very powerful guide, mentor, or teacher that could show up in your life as well in the middle of March. It's going to benefit you financially and or in your public great gains from your career. Now, back to the other story. I mean, I was talking about Jupiter connecting with the Mercury, the messenger here on March the 28th. It's certainly positive news coming through a friend, an eldest sibling, or just your great gains section of your chart, or you being very mercurial and being on a podcast or a show or something like that and showing off your Jupiter Mount Olympus self and getting some great gains in your reputation and career around the 28th of the month. Then, as we move forward on the 30th and 31st of March, Venus, the goddess of, yes, love, art, and beauty. We keep talking about it. Still in your 12th house of foreign lands, foreign shores, backroom deals and negotiations, and trips to those foreign lands, as well as revenue, will be in a conjunction to Uranus. This is like a very intense and exciting and sudden and positive development. But if you dream at night and remember your dreams or all of that, this could also be a breakthrough dream as well. But, Venus does tend to bring tangible results in Taurus. So it looks like it could be an unexpected chunk of money coming to you. It activates the house of chunky money. Anyway, your 8th house could involve land and property and real estate as well. And, or you could find an unexpected opportunity to purchase a property as well during that window of time that you're really jazzed about, and it's exciting and sudden and lovely. It's positive because Venus is in dignity, but something unexpected with a woman in your life could be popping through the sky around March 30th and 31st, a female. And then lastly, at the end of the month, Mars is moving out of his, 7-month stay in your sign, and he'll be around the 31st in the early degrees of Cancer, like 0 Cancer, your second house of earnings. And now Mars is going to help you for 6 weeks, buy, send, sell, buy, save or lean out your money story or work on new decisions around money and earnings, okay? But as he's getting ready to go through that 6-week story, he's trining in the very start of it, the starting gate. He's starting Saturn. Now, Saturn is like going to be, because he's in your career house, focusing the energy of Mars around money and career stories. Right? It's all about money and purpose, money and career, money and earnings, money and possessions and earnings and career. But Mars gives you drive and willpower and passion, and Saturn gives you perseverance and discipline. And so this is always a very good energy between these two planets. And they're in a water trine, so it's very flowing, it's very opportunity and lucky. Now, Mars doesn't like emotional signs. It doesn't like to be in the watery sign of the moon by any means. But he will do his swimming best in that sign to do some laps for you financially. Well, Saturn is helping him buckle down a bit and make sure that the gains you're going to make, or the spending or investing you're doing, because Mars can spend, is going to work for your larger career objectives as well. Mars here can be the self-starter. So if you've never had your own business before, every 2 years you get a window and Mars is like, I'm a self-starter. Let's do our own business. So some of you Geminis may start your own business during this transit for the first time in your life, thinking you could be kick-ass and do it all yourself. Lastly, you may find yourself paring back your food style, but with Saturn, you have the discipline and perseverance to do it because you want to look good in the eyes of your public reputation. So, like you're tired of having a rash on your face, which could have happened when Mars was going through your house. So you realize you got to get rid of the gluten. Every time I eat gluten, I get eczema on my eyelids. So yes, I try not to eat gluten. So for some of you, you may be looking at the food style. Mars is driving you to eliminate foods, and Saturn is giving you discipline, structure, and perseverance to get that done without fail, to actually succeed in that. Well, thank you for listening to me as I went through your sign, Gemini. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out all of my offerings in my description box. And did you know, even though I've been telling you that I did my 2023 60-minute videos for each sign, and you could get that independently or the bundle, so you can listen to Sun, Moon, and Rising. All that information's in my description box. Once you go down to my description box, you'll never leave. It's a rabbit hole of potential freebies and things you might want to jump into. So check it out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for helping my channel grow by hitting the like button and subscribing. I just hit 19,000 subscribers. I'm recording this on February 13th. You're going to get this later. Patreon gets it first for $5 a month ad free. But thank you for everyone who are my regulars for being around to cheer me on, to like my channel, to be in my premieres. Thank you. Mwah.